This is your News Source Evening Bulletin for today, Thursday, the 6th day of June in the year 2019. Here's what we're tracking tonight. Guyana observed World Environment Day today with a call by President David Granger for better care of the environment by everyone. At an official event at State House, President Granger said Guyana faces environmental threats to fresh air, clean water, and a bountiful earth, noting that the rivers are being polluted by reckless mining.
The government, in compliance with the Constitution, has taken steps to protect human life by safeguarding the environment. It is committed to preventing pollution and ecological degradation by preventing the contamination of our waterways, the phasing out of the importation of single-use plastics, and improving solid waste management. We are Guyana. We are proud to be part of the Guyana Shield, the lungs of the earth, one of the world's last remaining blocks of pristine rainforests, covering an area that is larger than Greenland.
The president said his government is moving to address the concerns while ensuring the protection of the environment.
Water is life. Rivers are indispensable to human well-being and survival. It is a trite truism that Guyana is a land of waters. Everybody learns that in nursery. But rivers are our arteries, and without those rivers, Guyana would cease to be a place fit for human habitation. The waters of our hinterland rivers are used for cooking, drinking, fishing, playing, sporting, and washing. Rivers provide water for irrigation, mining, and other economic activities. They are one of the principal means of communication and transportation between communities in different parts of the country, particularly the hinterland.
World Environment Day was observed internationally on the 5th of June. At the official observation in Guyana this morning, President Granger zeroed in on the mining sector. He said the protection of the world's freshwater resources is essential to ensuring people's right to water, community access to safe and sanitary water, and water security.
River pollution anywhere and at any time impacts adversely on water quality, on health, and on the economic and social well-being of the residents. Our rivers must be protected from pollution caused by environmental damage and degradation, and by the discharge of effluent from manufacturing, mining, and farming.
The president said Guyana remains committed to the goal of reducing mercury emissions by 55% within the next 5 years and to eliminate mercury use by 2027. More news coming up in just a moment.
You've got this. And we've got you. With Blaze Superfast Internet. Blaze is fast, easy, reliable internet that you can trust. So celebrate, because there's always more to love with GTT.
We are legions of men standing strong, but never too proud to stoop and help someone. We must send a clear signal to all. Do right, walk in upright ways, knowing that's what being a man is all about. And ever aware that things will only get worse when good men do nothing. Stand strong. Be the one to live right.
As a luxury mechanic, I'm often asked, what gas should I use in my expensive vehicle? In other countries, you have regular and mid-grade gasoline known as 87, 89, and premium gasoline known as octane 93 to 95. For affordable, high-quality fuel, performance and high mileage, visit Guy Oil today. Choose Guy Oil Super 95. Guy Oil, we are everywhere.
Get your documents ready to be registered. Are you eligible to be registered during GCOM's house-to-house registration exercise? Then you must have either a birth certificate, a valid passport, naturalization certificate or certificate of registration, adoption certificate. Married women may also be asked to present their marriage certificate. Individuals who had a name change, which is not stated on their birth certificate, must present a deed poll along with their original birth certificate. Get your documents ready now and prepare to be registered. If you were previously registered, you will need to be registered again. Be on the lookout. It is your right. Make it your responsibility. For more information, contact GCOM on 225-027729 or 223-9653. Email pro@gcom.org.gy. Contact your nearest GCOM registration office or visit our website www.gcom.org.gy.
Welcome back. Millions of dollars went up in flames this afternoon as a section of the popular G3 business complex in Diamond was gutted by fire of unknown origin. The fire service hurried to the scene after receiving emergency calls just before 11 o'clock this morning. The blaze started on the top floor of the 3-story building and completely gutted the gym that was housed there. Firemen were able to douse the flames before it could engulf the entire complex. However, there were damages to the other sections of the building, which houses a night spot and a pharmacy. The senior fire officer at the scene, Gregory Wickham, explained to the media that the fire service responded to the emergency with 3 fire tenders.
As it relates to the fire, we received a call and we responded. We had 3 tenders turning up in response, and we were able to contain the fire to the top floor of the building. The other floors, they're not damaged by fire, and so by that we were able to put the fire out. Initially, we used water from the tanks, supplies of the fire tenders that were in attendance. And then we had to go to the NDC to ask them to close the coker because the water was receding very swiftly.
The manager of the gym that was gutted, Ramelton Sealand, said he was not at the scene when the fire started, but he noted that it was contained to the top floor of the building.
It might be in the ceiling, because this is where the fire really was coming from. The ceiling, yes, seems like that. The gym that's on the top floor, that's the only building that destroyed as far as we know. But I got here pretty late. I was just feeding me the information. So that's the most I can tell you.
The entire building was evacuated as the fire service doused the flames and started their investigations. Turning now to the world of politics, opposition leader Barra Jagdeo today declared that ineptitude at the highest level in government should be blamed for the power problems being experienced by the Guyana Power and Light Company currently. He said the PPP, which spent 23 years in office before being booted out in 2015, cannot be blamed for the state of the power company today. At his weekly press conference this afternoon, Mr. Jagdeo laid the blame for the problems the company is facing at the feet of the Public Infrastructure Minister David Patterson and the other members of the cabinet.
There's been no board of GPL, the minister was running it. And it's not just GPL, the staff there. It's the minister who is responsible for all of this and this government. The minister directly. They didn't appoint the board and this cabinet. They didn't appoint a board for a year and a half. How could you have a corporation like that and not pay attention to that? How are the issues of generation and all of that dealt with? The minister is totally inept. He's only looking for other things on the side, not looking for main issue.
Jagdeo said when his party left office in 2015, there was $30 million that was available for GPL as part of an IDB loan. He said that could have been used to improve the power generating system of the company.
And it's all because this minister has interfered too much. He's interfered. You can't blame the operational people at GPL. It is just that the guys did not have enough investments in the right area. And they're struggling with the system. It is the cabinet and this minister. And as I said before, I pointed this out to the president at the beginning. So even now, if they were to make a decision tomorrow to go in to buy a new generator, it will come a year from now.
The opposition leader noted that citizens should not take their frustration and anger out on the GPL staff and workmen who visit their villages. He said he is not confident that the current power supply problems will be solved anytime sooner.
It's Patterson and this cabinet that are responsible. Their warning signs were there from the beginning, but they chose to either take off the money, do the corrupt deals, neglect their board, neglect investments, etc. And we left them with a large sums of money. We had left them with over 30 million US dollars on an IDB loan.
The power generating problems that are being experienced by GPL have been caused by damage to its submarine cable, which sits on the bed of the Demerara River, linking Kingston on the eastern half to Reading Hoop on the west side. When the cable was being placed in that specific area under the PPP Civic Administration, there were concerns about the placement, since the area is a zone for commercial marine traffic. Those concerns were ignored. GPL now says that in hindsight, another area should have been examined. Well, load shedding continued in several parts of the city today as the Guyana Power and Light Company continues with its efforts to repair damages to its submarine cable. The company announced yesterday that it has been able to retrieve sections of the cable from the riverbed. It said upon examinations, the armor and insulation protection of the submarine cable bore damages which extend to the conductors within the cable. According to GPL, further examinations along the remaining length of the cable that rests within the channel of the Demerara River extending to Reading Hoop will be conducted. There have been concerns about the location of that particular submarine cable, since it falls in an area frequented by marine traffic. GPL's Divisional Director for Projects, Ryan Ross, said looking back now, perhaps the cable should have been placed in another area.
With the benefit of hindsight, I guess it is not exactly the best location in the channel there. We have other submarine cables, by the way, that have been damaged also, and it's not in the shipping zone, but not as frequent as this particular cable. Maybe it was not properly placed or located, but that is something, the way our system is configured currently, you know, we would have to maintain a link between the two substations where they're built. So it is a number of factors that, you know, we're trying to work around. It's been built that way. I cannot attest to knowing all the reasons why at that time, but as I said, with the benefit of hindsight, probably not.
The power company continues to look at alternatives and emergency options to alleviate some of the issues caused by the damaged submarine cable. Across the Region is coming up next.
Summer is just around the corner, and this year we're giving you a Visacation. It's easy. Get your GBTI Visa card and travel to your dream summer destinations or shop all you want online. With Visacation, you get to win prizes when you use your GBTI Visa card between June 1st and August 31st. Don't have a Visa card? Visit your nearest GBTI branch or go to www.gbtibank.com. GBTI, we see Guyana through your eyes.
Falls, a trademark of China's Zhanghao Incorporated, located at Land of Cane in East Bank, Demerara, was incorporated in April of 2013 with over 10 billion Guyana dollars invested in a state-of-the-art 100,000 barrel fuel storage facility, a modern service station, an office complex, and a modern wharf that can berth international vessels. Having no association with any other fuel company, Falls imports its own fuel, which meets quality specifications, has all the legal permits, and is in compliance with international requirements. Its bulk facility can load 8 trucks simultaneously at a rate of 1,000 liters per minute, while the service station can service 12 cars at a time using computerized fuel pumps, which can facilitate the use of ATM cards. Through its professional team of mostly Guyanese, Falls wholesales and retails fuels to the public, including farmers and miners, and will continue to positively contribute to Guyana by providing quality products, service, and attractive prices. Try Falls today for all your fuel needs.
You've got this. And we've got you. With Blaze Superfast Internet. Blaze is fast, easy, reliable internet that you can trust. So celebrate, because there's always more to love with GTT.
Across the region right now, in Jamaica, a total of 634 persons have been detained since the imposition of the state of public emergency in St. James, Hanover, and Westmoreland more than a month ago. Jamaican Prime Minister Andrew Holness announced a security measure on April 30 for the 3 western parishes in a bid to curtail the crime there. In an interview with the Gleaner, Deputy Superintendent Dehalia Garrick, who heads the police's corporate communications unit, said that crimes in the 3 parishes have plummeted since the implementation of the security measure. According to the official, out of the 634 individuals detained, 598 were processed and released, with 36 persons still in custody. In the Dominican Republic, over a 5-day period in May, 3 American tourists died in the same hotel in the Dominican Republic, all reportedly of respiratory failure and fluid accumulation in their lungs. It is not known what brought about the fatal episodes of the victims who died in their rooms at the Bahia Principe Hotel in La Romana. But a relative of one of the persons, the Pennsylvania woman who died 5 days before, engaged couple Edward Natalia Holmes and Cynthia Anday, believes the deaths are no coincidence. The U.S. Embassy in the Dominican Republic says it is actively monitoring the investigations by the Dominican authorities into the tragic deaths. The embassy there said it stands ready to provide assistance as requested. And finally tonight, international news. 1 million new sexually transmitted infections occur every single day. That's according to the World Health Organization. That means more than 376 million new cases annually for infections. The WHO highlighted the lack of progress in stopping the spread of STIs and says its figures are a wake-up call. Experts are particularly concerned about the rise in drug-resistant STIs. The World Health Organization regularly evaluates the global impact of the 4 common sexually transmitted infections. It looks at published research and collects reports from its workers in countries around the world. Compared with its last analysis in 2012, the WHO reports that no substantive decline in the rates of new or existing infections. It suggests that around 1 in 25 people globally has at least one of the 4 STIs, with some experiencing multiple infections at the same time. And that's your News Source Evening Bulletin for tonight. I'm Gordon Mosley reporting.